Explore. All right, everybody. Welcome to session 38 of the Watch for Falling Meteors cast. I'm all thrown off because nobody's going to be recapping, so I'm scrambling here.
It's your
so
job today.
um, this is hard. So when we last left off, at the last session, the party, after learning about the realm of Busyburg and what amazing stronghold they had and the dominion that was expanding and having two metal resources, they decided to look in on their friend and trading partner Jadarin Korin in the Silverstream Mountains of Darrakan, near the border of Galantry, which places him near a war that's happening between Alphatia and Galantry, and also near a war that is happening out west in the Great Wastes in a land known as the Desert of Sind. They soon learned that Jadarin's son, Neomin, or whatever his face is, had left to join the army. I don't remember his name. Neomad, something like that. You guys know it. Norian. There we go. So yeah, I almost had it. They found that his son had left for war and had departed with the 3rd Legion of the Darrakan Republic Guard to head west and combat the nomadic armies that were advancing on Darrakan before they could reach the borders and fight them out in a more open area as opposed to the civilized lands of Darrakan, since literally the first stop is where they cross the border is one of their major cities. Noriad. Okay. So the party, through a few sendings, acquired passage upon the Brigantine again. Had a fairly uneventful and speedy trip along the coast and reached Darrakan City, where they met Jadarin, who assisted them with as much information as he knew about the states of affairs in Alphatia, as well as Helden Freeholds, Yularum, most of the nations that he could offer any input in, and agreed to keep an eye out. Some things of note that he pointed out is that, what was her name? Luciana? Somebody?
Whose?
Hey, Gustavo, welcome to the stream. The lady in Theodos, the noble lady.
Helen.
Helen
Leda
Ladimiades.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ladimiades.
Mhm.
Was trading heavily with him. It was particularly interested in Zonga fruit. She was also known for extremely hedonistic orgies, as well as being the direct matchmaker for several notable officers in the Thaetian army who have since defected. He also pointed out that Alfheim has become very xenophobic with their trade road, the human trade road in Darrakan that travels along the southern edge of the Kenilbarth Forest. There hasn't been any explanation for this. The elves have just started securing their borders up. Which did express the interest. Was this something of immortal influence, or is this just a reaction to being a country in between two countries at war? Jadarin said he would keep an eye out for any other information and bid the party farewell as they headed west along the trade road to Exley, and along the way met with the 4th Legion of the Darrakan Republic Guard, met the general, a man named Meteors, who doesn't talk a whole lot and is kind of a grizzled old number cruncher, as well as one of his lieutenants, Captain Saras, who has been the liaison for the party and recognized the unknowables, both in deed and in name, and has acted as acted as your liaison with the troops and with the general specifically. While the nobles are not a part of the Darrakan Republic Guard, any offers of assistance that they give are welcomed. The party, meanwhile, was trying to catch up to the Third Legion, which was at the staging village where most of the attacks have been launching from, which is along at the village of Pramayama, along the Asanda River, which is one of the only plant-sustaining regions of the Great Waste. It's just south. The river does lead to the shoreline eventually. Would come out just west of the Atrahagan clan's lands. And as the party reached there, they found that the village had recently been overrun in a large attack. Um, the forces that attacked were defeated, but the remaining forces of the Third Legion, not all of them, but quite a few of them, had given pursuit to those forces in an attempt to press their route, and have not since returned 2 days later. It looks as though Noriad was part of that pursuit contingent, and the only rumors are that only statements or witnesses of the battle is that he fought valiantly and was one of those who led up the charge that went after the retreating forces. After arriving at Pramayama, you have met with the commander, specifically Saris, who has been providing what information he can. The 4th Legion met up with contingents of the remnants of the 1st and 2nd and headed northwest of this position into the back into the Sind Desert to meet up against the nomadic forces and continue to press the attack. There have been some reports of victories, but they were Pyrrhic at best. It seems to be most of the fighting has just gone to a standstill. The Republican Guard troops appear to be better equipped and better trained, but there's just more of the nomads, and they seem to have monstrous help. You also met with a guide, a man named Pormus, who operates a small rafting guide. He's lived on the river all of his life and can be hired by the army to help move scouts up and down river. He doesn't really know the region beyond that. He doesn't venture out into the waste very often. You also met with a mad hermit who, amid pulling a dagger and screaming obscenities, as well as whimpering and asking to talk, took a shit while staring at the party. He did give some warnings that were vague and kind of rambling. And
we all scared the shit out of him.
And then after that, the party later that evening.
Encounters.
What's that?
It was one of our crappiest encounters.
Oh God. So that evening, while
just wipe that from the record.
Returning back to the housing that you have appropriated for a place to rest for the evening, you heard a thunderclap that rippled across the fort, causing the palisade walls to shudder, and chased immediately by a gut-wrenching, almost double scream that ripples across the wind. It seems to tear at the skin on the back of your neck. And that's where we left off.
All right, so we go ahead and we defeat those enemies, and now what?
Okay. Interesting take on the situation.
I'm scared.
I believe we valiantly race towards the noise, and
yeah, we do.
I thought we were already racing that way.
That might be where we left off, was you racing towards it to find out what was happening. Is this thing line of sight blocked? It shouldn't be. Oh, I did. I had line of sight on that thing. Let's turn that off. So, we will turn that off, turn that on, and let's share our map here.
What's the name of the Desert of Sind map?
It is
the
the
great,
wilderness map of
of the
the
Great Waste.
Oh, okay.
Great
I can
Waste.
share it again if you need.
Yeah, I forgot to save it.
Here, share record. There you go.
Thank you.
The wilderness map of the Great Waste is just a screen with nothing on it.
It took a minute.
No, I
This
see
is
it.
the parchment
Looks
map.
like an elephant.
Oh, the parchment map.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just pulled up a parchment map real quick for you guys on this. The
That's a
parchment map is
lot
what
of
I use
squares.
when I just need a quick map. It's just a grid. That's all it is.
That's a
And
lot
it's
of
on
squares.
parchment because it looks cool. Um,
Because it's sandy, because the desert.
okay.
Like sandpaper.
Actually, it's supposed to be green, but Jason's colorblind, so he doesn't have any idea.
It's parchment, motherfucker. I know what
I
color
know.
parchment is because it's labeled.
Dude, I'm colorblind too.
It's
I can relate.
green.
The seamless texture is labeled parchment, so that's why it's parchment. All right. The internet lied to me otherwise. I don't
Oh,
have
that's
tokens
never
locked. You
happened
guys can
before.
arrange yourselves however you want.
Where's the bad guys? I want to arrange myself in their
Right.
direction.
Which direction are they
I'm gonna
going?
I'm
arrange
just trying to
myself
get all your
between two
characters on the
squares just
thing.
just to trigger the DM.
Okay.
If you're gonna do it right.
There you go.
So you race out of the walls, which we're gonna say the walls are, I don't know, there, and
We lost
this
a party member. Oh, there
is
he
the
is.
gate right here.
Is
is
it
this
dark?
on the north side
Are there
of town?
shadows? I feel like I should be in the shadows.
Here we
Wait, is north to the left?
go. North is up.
So we race from the southern end of town to the north end of town?
I said you as you were returning to your lodgings, which was in the north.
Oh, okay.
So as you get to the gate, that's when we're gonna kick in here. So you might see this thingy here.
Oh,
that I've made really big.
Seems big.
I just made it big
Leader.
so we can all see what it looks like.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like gonna be that big. I'm like, I will go the other
Oh
direction.
yeah, leave us lead now.
Never mind. Okay.
I'm gonna go play Pathfinder. See you later.
Sucks for those guys.
So
I
as
will
you
fight the tornado.
everybody go ahead and roll for initiative, and I'll let you know. So as you arrive at the gates, you can see
I'm going last.
a tall man wearing armor, carrying a maul. Oh wow, Brian, that was pretty bad.
No, that was me.
Bad.
Oh wait, Brian was good.
That was,
Never mind.
that was me.
No, I looked
Yeah,
over.
for once I didn't
Ooh.
roll under a
I looked
5.
over and saw the Nace Noriad Corin, and then when I looked, I just saw his name and then associate it with Weedle's roll.
That was me.
So
Getting the bad rolls out of the way.
I mean, an 8 when you rolled a 1 is still pretty good initiative, though. I mean,
Yeah, it's not bad, but
as it goes. So
you're adding 7 and you still managed to score lowest.
yeah,
Not quite lowest.
not quite lowest. Yeah,
Gamble
not
off
to be
to show
outdone
you
here.
what's what.
Okay, so as you round the corner, you see a man who looks he's staggered, his shoulders are hunched, and he seems to be having trouble standing upright. He's just kind of staggered. He's holding a big, wicked-looking, like a two-handed great mace, and he's got it held out in a defensive posture against this wicked-looking. It's almost like a creature made of dream stuff, just what you imagine a nightmare would look like if something like just crept out of a realm of horror. It's like an inky cloud that has a vaguely shifting humanoid shape that just ends in like a wispy tail, and 2 long clawed arms reach out of it, but not from like where shoulders should be. They just reach out from random spots in the cloud, and then 2 sinister points of purplish black light that are somehow contrasting the rest of the form kind of rest within the cloud, just seeming almost at ease with the terror they instill around them. As you come around the corner, you can see the cleric is letting out a roar and screaming in a combination of terror and rage. As he sees you, he seems emboldened and swings mightily at the creature, but as he swings, it just bats the weapon away. And as it sees over his shoulder at you, it screams back in a horrible two-toned voice. Stay back, helpless beings! This one is pledged to me!
I don't think so.
So, the first person to act... I actually need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw right now.
Oh.
How are the wisdom saves for the group here? Some of you are better than others.
Hey!
Alright, this was a DC 14. If you rolled a 14 or higher on your save, Stefan, you got a 14. If you rolled a 14 or higher on your wisdom save, which is... Holy shit, I think everybody. Oh my god, it's everybody. Alright, you all come to terms with this. None of you are surprised. So, everybody gets to act in the first turn. So, Stefan, you're the first person to act.
Same shit, different day. We've seen this before.
Yeah,
It's got nothing on the
Right.
50.
yeah, scary monster. I got it.
Here we go again.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Steve. Let me move you over back where you were. I just
Yes.
lost. I lost
Gary,
Tony.
monster
I was
knows-
going too
Punch a
slow.
hole in your face.
Does this monster know we genocided an evil fish people race? Because maybe it should be aware of that.
You're nobody.
All right.
Oh,
Alright,
what about the
it's bigger than
wizard from
you.
the mirror realm? What are you, shadowy dude?
I'm gonna move over here,
All right, 20 feet.
and
Oh, did you guys see that? That move kind of smooth.
let's see.
Are you going to shoot
Looks
an arrow
about
in
the
this
same to
tornado?
me.
All
You
right,
got faster
and
with it. I
then,
think you did a middle mouse click to approve that.
If I'm gonna do Dread Ambusher, do I do that first? Do I
Normally you
click
do
it?
that with your first attack, yeah.
Yep.
But you don't
Alright.
click it until after you hit.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to hit.
So you're attacking the Soul Eater.
Yep. This guy.
Seems more evil. Soul Eater or Giyami?
You connect with a 22. So
Ooh,
go ahead
that's a
and
nice
click your
hit.
Dread Ambusher damage and then roll the damage. Perfect.
Yeah.
You do 15 points of damage. It is lightly wounded.
Oh boy. Trying again.
Okay.
Yeah.
You catch him again with a 28. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Hot dice. Hot dice.
Give him
no
the business.
Is that a plus 10?
Cold dice. Cold
5
dice.
damage.
Oh, gross. All right. I'm just gonna hang out here.
It's all right. That's 20 points. It's not bad.
Nace, your turn.
How far is that? That's 65. Okay, I'm going to. This gate's open. I'm
Okay.
assuming.
By the way, this is a rock. I'm sure it's obvious.
That's a tree.
Oh, clearly.
That's a tree up in the corner. To the
Or
east
far,
side
far.
is a rock. And then
Where's he around?
this is a bush.
I got
Well,
it.
this,
I got it.
I
got it.
rolls over here. Okay.
I'm about to Iran.
So, I should probably turn
I
off
need to
my-
walk up.
I need to turn off
And
my
I
drawing
ran so
tool.
far away.
Sorry. Nace, you move 10 feet up to the opening of the gate.
All right, and this dude is there. I don't know how powerful he is, so I'm going to toss 3 of these at him.
3 of what?
Healing lights.
Oh. What's the range of healing light?
60.
How far away is
I'm
he?
55 away.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. All right. Nice. You heal him for what? 8 hit points total.
Yeah, a little bit. He's got a chunk of hit points, though. Jesus. Okay. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast that dude.
Okay. It will have cover.
Yep. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Not that it matters. You hit it anyway.
Yeah.
God damn, for an insubstantial being of nightmare, it's pretty easy to hit.
We weren't scared of it.
Yeah, 6 damage. And
Oh.
15 misses. All right.
All right, and then I want to duck around the corner.
Okay. No problem. The thing screams. It as it looks over at like the fire coming in, and it's getting hit, and it starts to look almost in disbelief that it's vulnerable to your attacks, and it screams, "No matter for your interference, his soul is still mine!" And it attacks the cleric with these wicked-looking claws. Boop. Connecting with the first one. He hits the cleric for 18 damage. As he slices him, you see like a splatter of blood rip away, but more importantly, the claws almost extend into like these whitish purple light that literally pierces through the fabric of the armor. There's almost like a warble of reality around the claws as they pass through, like the air just ripples like heat. It passes through his body, and as it comes away, you see a trailing wisp of essence coming with the armor into his claws. The cleric shrieks horribly, and
Soul is gone.
makes his saving throw. Wow, okay. That was
He
important.
didn't die.
Versus Soul Eater. Well, that's probably good.
Yeah. And then it attacks a second time. And hits a second time.
And this dude's dead.
Inflicting another 17 damage and critically wounding him. And he makes another saving throw, which he still passes.
Everyone's
and,
rolling high.
But as each time he slashed, you see that time as he slashes, he catches him across the face. As he whips around, you can see deep, jagged cuts across his face. But again, as he trails, almost like a second version of his head mirrors away and drags with the claws. And you see it stretch out and then like snap back as he looks. He staggers, his mace drops to the ground. He's barely able to stand. He's in very bad shape. Okay, Karnan, you are the next person to act.
Does he have more than 8 hit?
I don't think Karnan can do a whole lot for cleric. So he must attempt to distract the Soul Eater.
There's no way that Giyami has more than 8 hit points.
So I shall attempt the longbow strike. I think I'm within range, 120 feet. I'm good.
Yeah,
you're only 70 from the thing. Yeah. Okay, it does have cover,
Hit.
so it's actually +2 harder to hit, which makes that a miss. So you want to click -2 before you attack. It has 2 extra armor class because of Gilliam in your way.
Oh,
Although,
I thought he was like 400 feet tall.
oh no,
that
I
was
was
just
just making. Sorry, I was making that token.
Oh,
bigger
he was
so you could see-
normal sized.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just swelling it up so you could see what it looked like. I'm trying to
Gotcha.
see. I don't know that you could have gotten to a point where he wouldn't have cover. I don't think so.
he could.
I don't think there's anywhere you could have moved that he wouldn't have cover anyway.
I think
So-
maybe next turn,
But you get 2 attacks.
Okay, so -2.
Yeah, just click that little -2 next to disadvantage before you roll.
and then
that'll-
just roll a 14 and divine smite him to death. Like
I was going
wins.
to try my best, but
Don't worry, I got this.
Got
Oh,
to
you
connect.
just got to act nonchalant, like you've been there before.
Another miss.
17 miss.
well, then I'm pretty much SOL.
What is that arrow that keeps coming out the Soul Eater?
Scott.
Somebody ranging.
It's Scott. And we can't hear Scott either.
Can't hear you at all.
Sorry. I wish there was some way I could measure on mine without doing anything, without showing the arrows. Weedall's going to do his feline agility.
Okay.
So I'm going to go. There's 10.
You can just tell me when you're done moving.
I'm done moving. That's 60 feet.
Okay. And boop.
You took the weirdest route to get there.
I had to go through around everybody. And he's going to attack the Soul Eater with a crossbow. I assume
Okay.
that he does not get cover.
Why? He gets cover.
He still
gets-
gets cover.
All right.
Unless you want an equal chance of hitting the cleric, he gets cover.
You still hit him.
I still hit him.
But yeah, you hit
So,
him.
okay.
You do get your sneak attack
Mhm.
because you have the guy is considered an ally for the purposes of fighting this thing. That's a lot of dice.
That's a terrible roll, though.
Okay, you do 17 points of damage. However, he only takes 8. He resists part of it from a non-magical attack.
There's a lot of ones and twos though.
Yeah, it was a
unfortunately.
terrible
It was a
roll.
really shitty roll.
And I guess I'm gonna sit there and taunt him a second time, because that's the end of my movement, and I
Okay.
only get one attack.
You have a bonus action to move more.
Yeah, you could dash. You could get closer to it.
I don't really want to get closer to
Oh,
it.
okay.
You get farther away from it. Get cunning action. Something
you got-
else.
You got 9 lives. You couldn't have burned them all up in the airship crash.
Well, let me think. Let me retcon it. No, I'm just gonna stay there. I'm gonna hide.
Gamelon is advancing 20 feet.
I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna hide in the open.
You got to roll that stealth check.
I don't think I'm able to hide.
Oh no, that's up to the DM.
Clear targets. Target Soul Eater. You don't belong here. Away with you.
Oh, it's about to get.
Oh, that sounds like a banishment.
Oh,
It makes
Oh,
a
that
saving
was
throw.
a great save though.
Does that
gosh.
mean it gets to stay?
Means you get to stay.
Is that like a save or suck? There's no.
Save or suck, yeah.
It doesn't do anything on a successful save.
It's a proper 1E or 2E
I see.
ruling.
Yeah, it would end the fight. It would be like done.
Oof.
That's I hadn't even considered that. I was like, I think this guy's gonna be fucked. But then, yeah, banishment would have definitely done the trick. Wow. Okay. 4th level spell slot. Easy come, easy go.
Yep.
I commend the commitment. He's like,
That is
what's the point of having them if you don't use them?
what I could have done. So I will end my turn. It was a charisma save, so he probably had a high charisma or something like that.
Okay.
I can't have a high charisma. I think he just rolled really, really low.
Gilliam takes and looks. As he turns, you can see he's just ragged. There's blood dripping out of his mouth. His face is ripped open. And he takes and he looks and he kind of looks to Gamelon and smiles. And he takes and holds his mace up. And he stands upright and holds the mace up. The mace begins to glow. And his body takes on a light halo. Just all around him. It's just a soft glow. And that's his turn.
He's about to Obi-Wan this. He's gonna disappear into his armor.
Nope. Gamelon, it's on your spell list. Anyone whose spell list it's on, you recognize the spell. You've been able to cast it since you got started. He casts Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, yeah.
As long as he doesn't fight, the thing has to make a wisdom save to attack him. So he's counting on you guys to finish this one.
All
Is he
right.
not going to move?
I'm
Stefan,
doing sharpshooter.
Okay.
Yeah, he should have moved before he did that.
It's all well for him. It's already in close range, and he ignores cover, so he actually gets to just go for it.
Ooh!
But you missed the
Wow!
sharpshooter.
All right, I'm gonna try again.
All
Use
right,
your big
another-
damage and
another
use your big
sharpshooter?
damage and roll
That's what he's
advantage.
doing. He just missed.
Roll advantage with your inspiration.
Oh yeah, you could use your inspiration.
Yeah, but then I gotta talk again.
What? Oh, you've got to recap. Oh, that's awesome.
Did you hear Jason's excitement? Yeah, use that inspiration.
What?
Oh,
Come
not that
on.
one.
Well, this guy may die, but Stefan's not
Hey,
recapping
just roll a
it.
d20 real quick, Steve. I'm just
Yeah, I
curious.
did uncheck my inspiration, but I forgot to do the other
Oh,
part.
then you can try one more time.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
how
18
much were you
hits.
supposed to add? You're
It
supposed
plus
to add
4.
Yeah, so 22. That hits. All right, you can add your sharpshooter damage, which you didn't click on, did you?
Oh shit.
Nope. So
So
he takes
18.
8, but he'll take 10 more. So where is the Soul Eater? 10 more damage. He's taking
Good
a
use
total
of
of
that
52
inspiration,
damage.
Steve.
I
Jesus.
believe that shifted him to heavily wounded. Yep.
Now I'm gonna have to keep notes.
Okay. Nice.
You can always make a joke
I used
or,
you as a case study, Steve.
or role play well.
I used you as a case study on Reddit. Someone was talking about, am I an asshole if I tell my players that they have to have a character backstory before they can play in my game? And everyone's the unanimous answer was basically, you're not an asshole, but you're kind of missing the point. Like, what do you want? A guy who writes a whole backstory that would make a level 20 blush? Like, this is supposed to be the start of the campaign. And on mine, I put, look, if I need to know more than your bonds, traits, and flaws, I'll say something to you. And I was like, when Steve made his guy, I said, why is your guy a ranger? He says, because I want to adventure. And I'm, all right, good enough. We'll figure it out. And then later, you know, it's like, do you have a family? I don't know. How about your parents were priests and your sister's in the clergy? Yeah, shit, I wouldn't do that. All right, so you left for the military. Good. But anyways, they were like, well, you basically wrote him a backstory. I'm like, I put more forethought into the blacksmith they talked to than I did his backstory. So, like, no, I didn't. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with a guy's motivation being beer, riches, and pussy. Like, that's fine. Because that was the example they were using was Bob the Fighter. And I was like, well, my Bob the Barbarian, actually named Cromwell, was a character whose literal birth was, I figured out a way to have 16 strength, dex, and con at the start at level 1 and 8 int
8
Liz
dump
charisma.
stats in the others.
Yeah, and all 3 other stats are dump stats. Can I do it? I'm like, sure.
Yep.
I'm like, so what's his motivation? Or like, what's your story? And he's like, I don't know, but I need Gladiator for the skills it gives me. And I'm like, all right, you were a pit fighter. That's it. That was his
Yep.
backstory. I'm like, what's his character motivation? And he's like, adventure, drinking, and women. Not necessarily in that order. I'm like,
The
sweet.
three B's: beer, bullion, and bitches.
Yeah, exactly. And that was it, though. That was his character. He was done. Cromwell was one of the most it's the most entertaining character Nick ever played. Combat monster who literally spent an entire combat trying to pull a curtain off of a curtain rod.
Yes.
Like, that's just amazing.
From the ceiling.
Oh, it's fucking incredible.
Killed
So
goblins
is
with weapons
Sanctuary
racks.
a
Yeah.
saving throw to attack?
Yes.
Or is
They
it
have, to make
ability?
they have to make a wisdom save to attack him.
Whatever. I'll hex this dude and I'll put the
A
thing
wisdom
on it,
saving throw to
strength.
attack the cleric.
Yeah, he's giving him disadvantage on wisdom rolls with his hex.
No, it's strength rolls because I don't think you'll need wisdom ability checks.
He needs a wisdom saving throw to attack.
But
Just
it doesn't
to attack
does it
that
affect
guy.
their saves?
Hex,
It's just their ability
hex is
checks.
ability check.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
That's why I
ability
put it
checks.
on strength.
I
Yeah,
see.
which
That's
means
why I
if it
asked the
tried to
question.
grapple him, it would suck at grappling. So
Yeah,
that
and
is
then
a
I'm
good
gonna-
reason to go with strength. It fucks with grappling.
That's why I pretty much always go with strength. And
Yeah.
then Eldritch Blast.
Okay, and the Eldritch Blast misses just barely.
That hit. It didn't. Oh fuck! He's got 20. He has 20 AC.
He has 20
exactly.
AC.
Oh, that -2 got me that time.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I missed.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
I was actually ducking one left to shoot and then
Sure,
coming back.
I got it.
So
We're
I'm
good.
just, yeah.
All right, it's time for the Soul Eater to make a mess. It will attack the cleric again.
Hold on a
Will
second.
he though?
Yeah, I have to make a wisdom saving throw here.
Well, hold on a second. What
Oh, okay.
do I warding flare before or after the attack roll?
You have
I
to
think-
warding
doesn't it
flare
have to make
before
an
the attack
attack?
roll, but he doesn't make the attack roll until after his wisdom save. So,
So
you don't.
I can
you
wait
don't
to
have
see the
to-
results of the wisdom save and then use it.
Yeah, I mean, you can only do it once in the round. If the only
Right.
reason you would wait is the fact that he might fail both attempts in his
Right.
wisdom
But
save, and then you can
That's
save.
what I mean, though. Like,
Yeah,
so
you
I
can do
wait
it
till I
after the
see-
wisdom save. You can
Oh, is
see
it for
like
each
the
attack
wisdom
you
save,
make?
and you go nope and throw it. That's fine.
Is that
So-
for each attack you make or just one attack per?
Each attack until Sanctuary breaks. I don't think Sanctuary breaks just from getting hit. On a failed save, they must choose a new target or attack. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't protect them, blah, blah, blah. It just says protects... you ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack. So a claw is targeting him with an attack. He'll have to make a save. He'll have to do it every time until
Okay.
it's down. It lasts
Right.
until the creature attacks, casts a spell that affects an enemy, or deals damage to another creature.
That's pretty cool.
Or 1 minute. Sanctuary is a very good first level spell just for
Yeah.
I need to keep my ass alive. Like, you can just pop Sanctuary and start casting heals, and nobody can fuck with you. At least it's very difficult.
It's
Okay.
concentration,
They're
right?
both concentration.
It
though.
is concentration. Now, here comes
Okay.
the save. He gets out. He makes his first save with a 17.
That means he can attack.
He can attack, and he is going to.
I'm gonna warding flare. Hold
Okay.
the arms then.
Okay. There you go.
That,
And
Why
then
are
like-
we assuming the Soul Eater's the bad guy here?
And
he was
you
talking
just saved him
shit
from
to
getting hit. he would have been hit based on what got dropped. Okay, so the first one misses. Its screen, as it starts to flash, there's like a pulse of light. Its body dissipates for a second and reforms, and its claw has already passed through, and it shrieks, and it was like, "You will die for your insolence!" And then swings its second claw at Gilliam.
mess with the best, die like the rest.
He's got to roll
Oh,
low at some
Yeah,
point.
I
right?
needed to roll a saving throw first. He's gonna hit if I don't fail this save. And he makes a save. He
Bye,
connects
Well, rip
Yep,
for
a lot.
all the damages.
15. Gilliam is still standing, I think.
Oh, it
Oh.
looks that way.
Yeah, 15 damage. Gilliam is still standing. Barely. The first one blasts. I'll tell you this: if the second claw had
Wow.
hit, he wouldn't still be here. He slashes, and it's just dissipated enough that like he's just sitting there and he's trembling. He wavers and staggers and has to make a saving throw. That's
William,
a
stand like an island.
DC 17.
I just want to point
Uh,
out Jason has made all of his saving
okay.
throws up till this point.
It's what?
DC 15.
Is it 15?
I thought it was the damage.
Is it the
dealt.
amount of damage or 10? I thought it was half the damage or 10.
Yes, half the damage or 10.
I don't know.
Hold on here.
Now we need to look.
Concentration.
Actually, we don't need to look. I need to type concentration on this kick-ass website.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What? It's a kick-ass website. Yep, there it is. Concentration. Oh, it doesn't. That's end concentration, not concentration. How do we not remember this?
I think it is 10 or half damage.
Whenever you
Whatever's
take
higher.
damage while you're concentrating on a spell, you must make a Constitution saving throw to maintain your concentration. The DC equals 10 Or half the damage
or
you
half
take,
the damage.
whichever
So
number
just
is
a
higher.
DC 10. God, so you got to take like 22 damage minimum for it to really
Yeah.
even start getting harder. All right, so here comes his Constitution save for
I've done that before.
Gilliam. Constitution save. 25. He's fine. Jesus Christ, 25, really? Oh, con is one of his saving throws. Holy shit. Like, he's proficient in that one. All right. Yeah, so he maintains his concentration. That's it for the Soul Eater's turn. Karnan.
I don't know what mod Jason installed, but he's passed every saving throw so far.
Yeah, and this Asian bazaar that we're shopping in, according to the music, is
Right?
Hey,
Thank
eat
you.
my shit, man. Fine. Take this one.
All right, so
I can feel the music eating my soul away.
what?
Now it's working.
So slow.
I guess I
like, isn't
will-
this a combat?
doesn't really help me. I need to move up. So
Oh
I
my
guess I'll
god.
just take my-
You guys are fucking trolls.
Like, are we
Minus
attacking
2
in
run
Baywatch or what?
In Baywatch,
The
really?
slow motion. Doom.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry. Doom.
good lord.
Yeah, you don't have to move up when you roll like that. That's a weed all roll.
If you'd have moved closer last turn, Karnan, this turn you could have fired without cover.
Finally a hit.
Hey!
So
Was
now I
it?
will.
Yeah.
It says it was.
I know.
It was a
I did a
long
minus
sword.
2.
Oh, did you do the minus
He
2? Okay.
attacked with a longsword, but I mean, you know.
No, long bow.
Longbow.
Oh, okay.
A very long sword.
It is
This is a
long.
very
bow, I
long
just
sword.
can't read.
Holy crap, dude.
That was so loud.
How's that, Scott?
What?
You falling asleep?
What?
It's combat. We're in combat.
There's your
Where are the
swimsuits, Brian.
horses?
Fog of war.
It might be hard to make out the swimsuits through the catapults and fireballs.
So I'm gonna do a divine smite
Oh, very nice.
at
Hell
a second
yeah.
level.
Bring in the
So-
deeps. That's like 3d8, isn't it?
Unless he upcasts.
He said
did.
So I
second
did a
level.
second level.
Oh, okay, then it's, yeah, I guess it is 3d8.
So how do I
just-
do that? I click on
Okay,
the guy.
I have to look at your sheet. I don't remember how we made it. So you
I
will
think you just click on it when you're going to do it.
You should have 2 buttons on your Divine Smite. Yeah,
I
click
do.
the first button once, and then click
did
the
that.
second button once. You click it once for each level of upcast. There you go.
Gotcha.
Now roll your damage. And I don't remember if this thing's a fiend or a celestial. Oh, nope, it's not. It's an elemental.
Undead or a fiend?
Yeah, it's an elemental.
Oh. I would not have guessed that.
It's from the
Not
plane.
Good
bad.
damage.
Wow,
Not bad at
27
all.
damage,
Nice.
critically wounding it.
Alright. That was
Ooh,
my
there's some
second
flashiness
attack.
happening there.
So now I will just watch what happens.
All right, I'm not going to move this time.
Oh.
And that gives me advantage. Advantage minus 2? How does that work? Advantage
You hit.
minus 2.
Yep.
And I'm going to attack.
Why do you have advantage?
Because I'm not moving.
Oh,
Steady aim.
he's
Careful
doing his
aim.
rogue feature.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Very nice. 24, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be a
And-
lot of damage.
He would not have hit with the 14 either.
Uh-uh.
Nope. It's so weird that it rolls off the fucking page.
13 though, nice.
26
Not too
down to
bad.
13 because of its resistance.
That was a much better roll though, Scott.
Yes.
Yes,
much
that was a better roll this time.
Agreed.
No ones in the thing. All right, and I'm going to hide again in the
Your
sand.
cloak of displacement wouldn't work right now.
What?
Why?
For Scott, I was just bringing up this is a case where it wouldn't work because your speed is
Oh.
0.
No, it's if you can't move.
No,
I
when
could.
you use careful aim, your speed is set to 0. That's what it says. Your movement becomes 0. so you can't move.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have the cloak.
So you're right. I'm just saying, if
Easy.
you had the cloak, I would remove the effect right now. I wouldn't
No,
let you
that,
have it. So
that'd be fair. We'd have an
that's the
argument.
trade-off.
And
You
you'd
get
win.
advantage, but you don't invoke disadvantage.
We'd have an argument and you'd win. You know why?
DM.
Yeah.
You know
Okay,
I don't roll
following
like
the
that.
rules.
You know
I'm
I don't
done.
roll like that. I'd put it up,
No,
make it up
I-
to Brian, and then you could have a feud with him. I'd say, Brian, make the call.
Yeah, but you'd be right there. If the speed is 0, you can't move because the speed is 0. It's just
Yeah.
like grapple sets your speed to 0.
See?
I thought it was
But
if you
now Scott gets to
couldn't
argue
move.
with you tomorrow over Excel.
I
So-
thought it was if you
Scott
couldn't
agrees with
move,
me.
not if you
Yeah.
choose not to move.
No, I say if you're not moving, you chose to hold still.
Okay, so when he took that clasp off and gave it to Steve, he wasn't moving. He was standing in front of him. You said he kind of shifted a little
His
bit.
speed wasn't
'Cause
set
he
to
moved.
0, though.
His speed wasn't set to 0.
So the attack always comes after your turn when you can't move.
Right. Hey, that's
No,
a good
the
point.
attack comes in the middle
Scott,
of your turn.
this sucks for you, buddy. Steve, your cloak doesn't gonna do shit now. Scott's brought you to the light.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I don't know.
Boo.
What was that one?
I was going to move and do that, but it just.
Well, you got it. Wait. Oh, that
I
was
guess
to.
Yeah, you.
That was
you,
to him. You, hit
You
the
killed Kenny.
Wrong, you targeted the
Oh.
wrong guy.
You killed Kenny.
Wait, he didn't roll his save to see if he could attack him.
Oh, actually, area spells still hit. It doesn't protect against an area.
Oh God!
attack.
I
Oh,
advanced.
was it an area attack?
All right.
It was going to be Radiance of the Dawn, so it wouldn't have hurt him because he's my ally.
No problem. I set him back. So,
Can you put me back on the map?
you sure smote his ass. Wait, where are you?
I
He
smote
smote his own
myself,
ass too.
He's gone. Poof.
I don't
I
know
was
where you
here.
were. You were about here.
We play D&D.
Oh.
I wanted to move up 30 feet.
Sure.
Whatever puts me. Oh my God, I can't see how the fuck I think 25.
Yeah, that's 25.
So we're, and then we go on target or de-arm me.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
that's
one thing
probably a better plan there.
One thing I noticed just now is that my Radiance of the Dawn is supposed to be 2d10 plus cleric level, but it's only 2d10 plus 4.
Oh, we can fix it. Actions. Come on, show me the actions. There they are. This was Radiance of the Dawn. Modify that here. Yeah, it's currently set to 4. It should be
2d10 plus 7.
Remove that. Try this here.
2d10 plus level, I don't know what that would.
I think this is supposed to be multiple of level or ability. Yeah, no kidding. I want a 1 there. Whoops. Shit.
Yeah, I was trying to edit it when I double clicked on it and it cast it, so that was the
Oh, I got you.
problem.
Efficiency.
There, now it says plus 7.
Okay, yeah, I set it to level instead of cleric. Because cleric should have done the level thing, but okay. Alright, it should be set now.
Got me. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to move up and Radiance.
Okay, does he get a
So,
saving throw?
I have him targeted.
Does he get a saving throw?
Yes, he does.
Oh, okay. 20. Success.
So he only takes half damage.
Okay. Wow.
That's still not right.
That
'Cause that was
That
double
doesn't include
ones?
your wisdom, does it? What's it supposed to do? Here. Radiance of the Dawn.
Okay, my dice go to
What's
7
going
and a
on?
1, but it said double
2d10.
ones. Alright, whatever.
Yeah, 2d10 plus your cleric level.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it did it.
It just, when I saw the dice stop, it didn't look like that's what they stopped on.
Oh, gotcha. Oh no, it was 1s on my screen. All right. This thing's tough. It's hanging in there.
Double ones, Jesus.
Yeah, that's not good.
Snake eyes.
Not to mention, I don't think a saving throw's been failed yet. So, by anyone.
Was that a 5% chance?
Okay. Anything else for Gamelon?
I don't think I have any bonus actions.
Do you have no bonus
So I moved
action
25
heals?
feet. Yeah, that's. I
It
guess
doesn't. It doesn't
I
really
guess-
matter. The amount of damage that thing's doing.
I'll sidestep my last 5 feet, I guess.
Okay. Okay. It's Gilliam's turn. He disengages. He just disengages and falls directly back. And that's his turn. Stefan.
All right.
End him.
I'm gonna.
Got him distracted, Stefan.
All right.
End him.
You just need regular damage. You don't need to be super critical.
Just here we go.
That's it.
Well,
That'll do it.
would you take super damage anyway?
Doesn't have to be.
All right. 16
Yeah.
points of damage. So as you're just really just methodical, just putting one up after another. As it starts to chase after Gilliam, another bolt comes in, and you just hit right in the essence. It's animus that keeps this thing moving. As it strikes it, it shrieks out, and it says, "No! I shall slay the master!" And it dissipates into like a wisp, and you see it just kind of sky beam up into the air. And there's a wisp in the clouds and a flash of light, and then kind of a still static to the air before it settles. Slowly
Bye-bye.
you hear crickets start to chirp again, and the wind starts to blow. Gilliam takes and slumps down his mace, drops to his knees, and then tilts over backwards and falls back on the ground.
All right. I guess I'll. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna stand a little further away.
Okay.
Than the turtle.
All right. I'm going to.
But I'm gonna move up a little bit.
I'm gonna
Is this
end
cleric?
the combat. Clear all
Is this cleric
initiatives.
wearing garb of like a legion, third legion?
Is he what?
Is he
Oh.
wearing third legionnaire guard? Garb.
He is wearing. He has a symbol of some sort of family crest on his armor, but no, he is not wearing Darrican colors.
Does he have any holy symbols?
Yeah, the emblem he's wearing looks like. Trying to think if you'd recognize the symbol. Make a religion check. It's clear that he has a holy symbol emblazoned on a medallion that he's wearing around his neck, but it's not clear. Religion. Nace, you actually recognize it, sort of. It's not so much recognize it as you just feel a name come to your lips. It's almost like you can hear that familiar voice whispering to you. But this is a cleric of... Sorry, I have to actually look. I don't remember. Well, why is...
I'm candid.
What? Bullshit.
Been a candid. Loth.
Hold on.
Orcus.
Apparently, Rena just read her first word.
Bullshit, he goes. What's
There's
it?
no way she's 2.5.
She could possibly recognize symbols, but
I mean, look, if she's saying she pointed to one of her books that she can recite by heart and said she read that word, fuck you. If if she recited all the letters in it, totally believe it. The little girl can count to 20, but and understands the concept of counting. She's always trying to hustle me too. In the morning, she'll go, "Daddy, chalky milk?" "Yes, I'll get you some chalky milk." "2 chalky milk?" "No, just 1 chalky milk." All right. 2 candy?" "No, you can't have candy for breakfast." "Oh." "Daddy,
Life's
3
rough.
chalky milk."
2 beers?
Right?
No,
Beers.
Jason,
He wants
to
you
get
can't have
chocolate
beers
wasted.
for
Still
dinner.
gonna have a beer tonight. I forgot about it. All right, she's not answering me.
Everybody knows you don't have candy for breakfast. That's what bourbon's for. Quit being stupid.
Why don't you have candy for breakfast is my question.
Because you have bourbon.
I'd rather have candy.
You know
Me
what?
too.
Hold on. I
Very
don't
strong
know.
arguments.
Oh. Okay. I changed my mind. You both recognize the symbol. It's the symbol of Benikander. Whom you have at your church.
Hmm.
It's fate.
Okay, I'd like to hurry up to Gamelon and under my breath say, "Did you hear what that guy or the soul eater whispered as it went away?"
He didn't so much as whisper, he did. He screamed, "I will slay the master."
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna ready in action.
So the cleric lying on the ground is, while he's not unconscious, he does seem delirious. Besides the grievous wounds all over him, you can also see that, like, he has, like, bleeding blisters where his skin has just been rubbed raw by his armor. He's suffering from exposure. His face is badly sunburned and blistered. His skin is cracked. He's bleeding. Most of his joints are bleeding from wear. His armor just looks horrible. He's definitely looks like someone who's walked through a sandstorm.
Mm,
That beast referred to you as the master. Oh, is he coherent? He's not coherent.
Doesn't really seem. Somewhat, kind of. So as you speak to him, he looks and he says, "Please." And he takes and he reaches down and he manages to fumble with a belt pouch. You can see he has a scroll tube in a loop. He clumsily pulls the scroll tube free. His actions gain, as you cast a heal on him, his actions gain some more fluidity. He's not so shaky, but you can tell he's a long way from out of it. Like from back to normal. He manages to pull the scroll tube free, and he says, "Thank you." And he holds the tube up, and he says, "You must complete my quest." And holds the tube up to you.
I'll take hold of his tube.
Ah.
Yeah. All right. As you
Make a
take the scroll tube
constitution
from
check.
him. Yeah, I think a dexterity check on this one.
Is it that
so-
small?
Yeah. This is about quick, agile motions, so I mean, Constitution if we were going for endurance. But anyways, you take the scroll tube. His arm just kind of drops, and he's breathing heavily but stable.
Is there anyone from the camp coming out, or?
No, not really. There's a fight going on, and most of the guys inside are soldiers who were just overrun by monsters. So, anyone by the gate, you can see there is like a picket line set up, waiting to see how you guys do.
Oh, I'm
like-
strong now. I guess
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
pick this dude
That's
up.
what I'm
and-
saying.
oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna pick him up and carry him.
That's
I got it.
You guys scoop him up and carry him in. Once you get inside the walls, Saris is ready to meet you. As he sees you return, he visibly relaxes. He looks to the soldiers and tells them to go check out the site. A squad of soldiers moves past you through the gate to just check the area. He sends them to patrol and see if there's any more intruders nearby. Saris motions to the hut that they have turned into like a medic station and points that you can take the cleric there, and starts to walk with you. What was that beam into the sky?
It was a creature we killed, and when it died, it said, "I shall slay the master." Even to refer to this guy.
Do you... He looks at the guy. I mean, he's in bad shape, but he looks like he might be from Darrican.
He has a holy symbol of Benikander.
I don't
Let
know
us-
what Benekender is.
Let us heal him and let him rest and get his story. He gave us this scroll.
Excellent. I shall take it to General Meteor at once.
No, we're going to read it first.
Wait, so
Sorry. And he hands it back to you.
All right, I read it.
out of game, like, is this thing clearly addressed? Like, he said you must complete the mission.
It's just a scroll tube.
I'm going to open the scroll tube.
Okay. Opening the scroll tube, it looks like a crude map. And it indicates it's very crude though. There's nothing super specific about it. It's got it looks like it's been scrawled hastily in charcoal. So it's pretty smudged, but you can tell the map is supposed to be like you can see like a dot where Pariyama is supposed to be. There's a large expanse with a little line up, which you're assuming is the river. There's kind of a shaded in area that's not labeled, but it does have like what looks like are supposed to be trees, and then a large expanse of empty, followed by a line of jagged points you would assume to be mountains. Beyond that is a large area that's crisscrossed with a couple dotted lines you would think to maybe be roads, and then there's like a thing of the woods. Oh, okay. Brand new book she's never seen, and it was the word go. Interesting. She pointed and it said go. So
Well, that's cool.
that's pretty crazy. So, and at the very top, there's it splotched in like red ink, and next to it, there is the words, "O gods, guide me to destroy this temple of death."
Okay. And then I'll put the scroll back in the tube and I'll say, now you can show it to the gym.
Make a copy of it,
Well, I'm assuming since it's crudely drawn, we can reference it against what we have as our map and kind of figure it out.
Sure. So against your map, you can tell, like, that's definitely he's indicate like this is indicating the Sin Desert.
Yeah.
But
I'm only
after
giving
the
it
Sin
back to-
Desert, the Black Mountains and beyond the Black Mountains, it just says Highlands.
Is that north?
Northwest. Continually
Oh.
northwest from here.
Okay.
tracks.
So northwest until you hit the Black Mountains, and then on the other side of the Black Mountains, which is the tallest mountain range in the known world, there is, it
We'll
just
go under
says
it.
Highlands, and it's dotted with lots of little dotted lines and little dots, which you would guess are towns and roads.
Really
and
use an
then
airship.
northwest of that is like a large forest, and at the southern center of the forest is a red blotch that has the destroy this temple of death. But outside of that, no, there's no other detail.
Okay. But it's simplistic enough that we don't have to copy it. We kind of get the gist.
It would take you about a minute to make a copy of it, so
We'll make a copy
it's
of it.
very crude. I mean, it looks
does
like
the
a
map
5-year-old
even
drew it.
seem accurate, or is it just like
The scale seems off. Given how far away you've been told the mountains are, the scale seems pretty off.
no? Then it's not even worth the copy. We know it's basically northwest of here.
And we have the wilderness thing, which takes us essentially to the mountains, although maybe not in the direction that we wish to travel.
The only part you know is the caravan, which passes south of the mountains.
Mhm.
Actually comes very close to the shoreline.
Hmm.
And that heads towards the Savage Baronies, which is a place that Gamelon's familiar of its existence, but not well traveled.
All right,
He's stopped in a couple of the coastal cities in his years, but this was decades ago.
Let's get this guy healed up and then interrogate him.
So if you want to take that map to Meteors, then I'm sorry, the general, then feel free, but
El
it
General.
probably won't be of much interest to an army.
Okay. Saris says that they only have one cleric still who might be able to help him. Otherwise, he's going to be,
I got this.
from the looks of it, he'll be bedridden for some time.
Beacon of hope.
Okay.
He'll heal. How many is he down?
A lot. He's actually a 7th level cleric. So he has a lot of hit points. But as far as how much he'll need to be healed to be, like, not bleeding on the table, quite a bit.
I can shoot him. Oh, shoot. I've only got 2 spells.
All right,
It's
hold
also
on. So
night.
that was.
If you want, I could tap myself of spells, but I can finish healing them.
It's also nighttime.
I can heal him. Give me a second. I gotta tell you, I just need to count a lot.
I just need an hour rest, though, is the thing.
Karnan can give him 35 hit points like
Yeah, I can
that.
give him 35 hit points.
He
right
just
off
go
the bat.
boop.
I'll-
Got your
I'll
nose.
lay
I
on
think
30
I can
potion.
give him that, too, with one
I
spell
can lay on
slot.
30 hands or a potion.
I got a potion.
Oh, don't give him our potions.
Stefan's like, I got a good berry.
that
You do like those
was on the
good
tip of my tongue.
Oh, Stefan, we did use 2 of your good berries last.
Let me throw
That's
in,
right.
Fair enough.
let me throw in
Where's my
30 hands.
first level?
I was representing you, Steve.
Thank you.
I'll heal him for 38.
Okay. 38 points of healing.
Yeah, I would be able to heal for 35, but I'd be tapped.
I saw
Okay.
lots more spell slots. If we're gonna rest here for the night, I can heal him all the way up.
I think it's nighttime, so I think we're not going to leave.
Yeah, it's
In the
evening.
middle.
How
Right.
healed is he?
He is back above heavily wounded, so he no longer has the until you hit heavily wounded. You're not really even at like open wounds or bleeding. You're mostly
You know what? This
fatigued
dude's a
and
cleric. He can top
tired.
himself off later.
Exactly.
I can hit him with another 38.
Okay. He's almost healed at that point.
Okay.
He has 19 wounds, 18 wounds now.
And then we're going to
Yeah,
sit
I'll
him
give
down
him-
and we're going to
I'll
say,
give him 18.
I'm gonna have
Oh.
my hex ready.
Okay, he's fully healed. So, you fully heal him. As he's healed, he sits up and he's looking around and he's still in a weird daze, though. He kind of seems to be looking through you. And he finally says, "Thank you for your help. I am Gilliam."
Gamelon.
Stefan.
He doesn't so
Mhm.
much as bow or nod. He just kind of like looks almost like surprised to each person that speaks. I am. Where am I?
You are in
Pramiyama.
on the edge of Darrakin.
He seems visibly relieved. I made it. I did not think I would make it. No! He starts to look around, and you see he's scanning around. Those of you familiar with weaponry can tell, like just by the way his hands flex, he's looking for his weapon, which I will assume he does not have on him.
No, we're interrogating him.
Rest
I'll say,
yourself.
What are you doing here?
Rest yourself. You are safe.
You must know! It's coming! The Soul Eater, it will kill us all!
We have banished it for now.
It went back up into the sky.
Wait. Into the sky. Which direction did it go?
Up.
Up.
Yes, yes, but did it go northwest?
Did it go northwest, Jason?
I don't know. Yeah. Second
You
that.
guys weren't really paying attention to it once I said it went up into the clouds.
Let me
Well, I
rewind.
assumed it went straight up, so I didn't know there was a direction for us to ask.
Gamelon, thinking on it, you did see a flicker of light. Like, as it got to the clouds, it was almost like a thunder flash that kind of reverberated through the clouds, heading northwest.
And Stefan is a ranger. He would know direction pretty much, period, right?
Yeah, but Stefan
Saying.
didn't roll his intelligence to see if he was...
Oh.
It
Fair
appears
enough.
to
do
go
that.
roughly that direction, yes.
It said something about slaying the master. Do you know what that's about?
That is good news. Probably useless, but good news. That was a soul eater,
He says he
summoned
was
by the
sent-
master.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with the soul eater? It is something from the realm of nightmare.
They're pretty squishy.
The Soul Eater said you were the master.
No, he said, I will slay the master.
Yeah, he said, I will slay the master.
The one who summoned him.
This, yes.
Thanks,
you have the
Gamelon.
right of it. When a soul eater is summoned, it is an assassin with one dark purpose. It will unerringly track one person. Unfortunately, I was its prey. I have fought it as I've traveled across the desert.
Why does
Every
it?
time
why
I
did
fought
say
it away, it would leave. But I could never stop and rest long enough to recover my spells.
Why did he say, I will slay the master? Are you the master?
No, no, he means the master in the highlands of Huel. He is the one who summoned it to get rid of me. When a soul eater is defeated, it returns to slay the one that summoned it. Unfortunately, I'm sure the master will be able to handle it, but
Why did the master want you dead?
Does that seem plausible?
because of the Arcana.
Not that kind of clear.
Checking my magic expertise right now.
Check out
Yeah.
that book at your library.
Yeah, so actually, in just because every time you've had access to arcane books and tomes and libraries, you've read, and you've also found that your tome of knowledge, besides having rituals, also has workings of magic being explained to you. Like it almost like will just have pages arrive or show up, and conveniently, it's always things that it tends to be things that you need to know. But yes, you actually have read some bit about
Your
summoning.
book's haunted.
And it's quite common that when a creature is summoned by especially dark magics, there is a bargain at place. Especially in assassination, the bargain is you get this soul. However, if it's denied that soul, even through death, it's very common for the magic to free it to pursue the one that summoned it. It is allowed to exact that soul that it was promised. So yeah, quite feasible that you've never heard of a soul eater specifically, but quite feasible that that he's telling the truth.
So why would the master summon a soul eater to attack you?
The map I gave you. I am the first one to finally learn where the master is.
And how would the master know that you're the first one?
I am sure you have heard the rumor. The master
No.
sees all. And yes, you have, just from the soldiers,
Okay, yeah.
the rumors you've heard around here. They
The
always say
eyes
the
of
master
those-
sees everything.
the eyes
Yeah,
of
even
those not near
the
can
hermit
see.
was saying those that are far away can see.
That's right, he did say that, yeah.
I've never even made it to the great mountains of the great black mountains or through the pass. But many parties that besieged me knew who I was and knew where I was going. The master's power of divination must be great.
So where did you come from, and to whom were you taking this map?
Very originally, I am... Forgive me, where are you from?
I don't-
Yes.
Wherever I'm from. I like airships.
I mean, technically you're from
You're from
Karamikos.
Alphatia, right?
Oh,
You're-
Oh,
I mean, if you were going
Karamikos.
way back, you're from Alphasia. You're actually from the Isle of Dawn. You're from
Oh.
East Portage, if you really wanted to get specific. But you spent very little time there and were obsessed with Wanderlust. So, and
I'm from East Portage.
due to curiosity,
I'm
basically forgot your parents. So, like, you don't,
right.
you have no attachment to anything except maybe Nace.
The
I'm from
Savage Coast.
Yay!
He
and I
says,
like airships.
okay, Savage Coast.
I'm from Karamikos, and we don't like airships.
And looking at Karnan and Stefan, he seems confident that he knows you're not from where he's about to say. I am from Galantry. I am part of a newly formed sect of clerics. We operate in secret,
Yeah,
attempting
Benikander.
to defend the homeland we've always been in. Yes, you have heard of Benikander.
We have a small shrine in my cathedral.
I would like to visit your cathedral someday in order to be able to worship openly. However, Benikander tasked me in a vision with traveling west, determining the threat posed in Sind.
Does Galantry put clerics to death, or are they just like persecuted?
Yes, being a cleric is punishable by death.
None of the immortals allowed.
And what have you ascertained about Sins?
I have ascertained that the nomadic forces are vast. They are supported by terrible creatures that step and move alongside man, though not with a unity of purpose, more of a unity of goal.
The
I've
constructs,
seen,
yes.
yes, I've seen the juggernauts, a stone one trampled through a nomadic city as though it weren't there. But more importantly, everything ties back to this master. He is far to the west. He is through the Black Mountains. I was trying to find the means of crossing that when my motives were learned of and I was beset upon by the Eater. My compatriots were slain, and I've been fleeing it for the last month. Just trying to get here. The first few times we engaged, I easily fought it off, but every time it catches up to me and returns, fully healed, I've not been able to recover my spells. The sanctuary I cast out there was the last bit of magic I had in me.
Right
I owe you
here.
my life. This is where the soldiers of Darrican are coming. I thought, as my mission failed, perhaps I could at least pass on this quest to another. So you are Cleric of Benikander as well?
Oh, no. Ixion,
Oh,
the way and the light.
I understand. Well, I need help to complete my quest.
I must ask you, have you been to Wolfwold Hills recently?
Wolfhold Hills, I do not know where that is. Would
Fair
that
enough. Thank you.
be east of Galantry? I've never traveled farther east than Darrican City.
I'm just gonna nod him on.
Your quest was to destroy the temple?
No, not specifically. My quest was to determine the nature of this war, the motivation, try to stop it. I've determined that the Master is the key. The Master is defeated, I think that will unravel this effort. Combination of fear and power and awe is what he drives these forces with. But I fear this is not a mission I can accomplish on my own, and my comrades have fallen. I need your help.
Fighting sounds good.
I have a ritual bestowed upon me by Benikander. If I were to cast it upon you, it will give you blessings as long as you pursue this goal. If one of you would be willing.
Well, what's the goal?
To reach the Temple of Death, destroy the Master.
That seems like a fair enough goal. He is evil, you say?
Yes, the embodiment. Some say he is the avatar of an immortal that once again walks the earth.
Do you know the
which
Master's
immortals-
name?
Do we know which immortals he patronizes? Not patronizes. Worships?
Yes. He knows. Jason has to look. Give me 1 second. That's in... That's in the wrong module. Jesus Christ. Neil, piece of shit. It starts with a B.
It's in the wrong
Vikander?
module.
It's not Benikander. No.
Is it Bobbert?
It's his brother, Bobakander.
Boba
Boba Fettikander.
Boba
Boba Fetter.
Bob.
Bobakander.
He worships Bob.
Oh, I remember where I read it. Okay, hold on.
Of all the pipe smoking a-holes.
The House of Benikander.
I gotta go to the timeline.
Just Bobakander backwards in a mirror.
Wait,
And
I gotta read Benikander before I can say that backwards.
Candabender.
Buzz Dogan. Bozdogan.
Bozdogan?
Yes, Buzz Dogan. You
Brother
have
Dogan.
Gamelon. You've heard of him. Nace, you're familiar with him just from reading. Bozdogan is another identity of Loki, which is exactly what you would think, a god, an immortal of mischief.
Of mischief. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Although
Oh yeah, is
probably
it
not
Odin
so
in
much
this too?
mischief, but more about chaos, a lack of authority, taking what you want. Might makes right.
Gotcha.
But trickery is kind of his shtick as well.
Well, have we ever heard of Malekaz then?
No, never heard of an immortal named Malekaz. So, he takes and rises up, kind of bows his head for a moment, and holds up his hands, starts to gesture and cast a spell at Gemelon. Slowly, he's chanting.
Is it
He-
ritual?
Chants for a full minute before he finally completes his casting. And
Batu,
you feel...
Should I shoot him?
No.
So, as he casts the spell over you, a urging sense of purpose washes over you. And as he finishes his spell, he crumples and collapses down to, like, falls off the table that he was on, down to, like, the bench, and has to hold himself, just exhausted.
He goes again.
Thank you. And I'm sorry. I must rest.
I get your rest, lad.
Okay. Gamelon, you feel an overwhelming sense of urgency. Not urgency. Sense of I don't know what's the right word.
Drive.
Temple's that way.
Drive. Yeah. You just feel like you need to find the temple. You need to destroy the master. It's just an extremely overpowering drive to do so.
After this guy's like let off to go rest or whatever, we'll powwow inside the amazing biodome. We can talk
Okay.
in peace.
Oh yeah, good point.
Oh, there's silence.
It'll take about 10 minutes.
It's fine.
Set up the tent.
All right. Find a clear spot and set it up.
Yeah, sure. So you guys have some quarters assigned to you anyway, so you can set it up inside the building, and then you'll really not be bothered.
What? Gamelon wants to be outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yes, the sky.
Look, most of this town's empty anyway. I'm just gonna, find an abandoned part and set up shop.
Sure. Yeah, you move off to your own area and set up your own shop, set up your own dome, and you have your area to yourself. So, what do you guys?
Oh shit! I had the opportunity to use Zone of Truth and I didn't use it.
Oh,
That's all right.
I wanted to know about Malakaz and see if that guy knows.
I'll create us some food and water while we eat, and then let's get to talking here. So,
So you now have an intense drive. Do you have any more innate sense of how to continue upon this task?
Nope.
I have a strong feeling. I'm assuming this is coming from Benikander. We need to kill the master, which aligns with our goals anyway, and the goals of Red.
So, and this is Weedall talking to Gamelon. So, is getting a directive from Benikander going to conflict with Ixion in any way? Or
Probably not.
are you shared resource?
A boon or a blessing from a deity is simply such. It is not a tacit, implicit pact of worship, so it should have no
Plus, he
impact.
could probably just shrug it off and just lose whatever benefits he gets.
Okay.
But
Can he get us an airship? Because I really don't want to spend a month crossing the desert.
I do not believe it can acquire for us an airship.
That's
Well,
ridiculous.
is it
Does
important for us to
anybody
cross
need a
the
good
desert?
berry?
Did you not hear? Did you not hear about Malakaz in the swamp? Like, answers about the master may be closer.
Oh, yeah.
The swamp is in between us and there.
And we do seek the. Oh, we should have asked him if the gates of the area were guarded by scorpions.
I'm sure he'll be around tomorrow. We can ask him additional. But yes, head to the swamp, seek this Malakaz, and push through to the northwest towards that temple.
So, do we take the river trip for 500 gold, or do we go on our own way?
We can walk on water.
That's a long walk. 25, 50,
There's going to be some rests on the way, probably.
200 miles. That guy
How long
didn't
did it
get
take
any
us to
rest.
get to here from Aixoli?
However, there could be soul eaters that are being
Like a
created
week
to
or
attack
4
us.
days, or
He spent a month without being able to rest.
That map. Is that 24 miles per hex? I think it was 24 miles per hex. You were covering basically a hex a day. So, yeah, it probably took like 4 or 5 days to just cover the southern shore of the lake.
so it's like a week to get to the swamp.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we can head out in the morning after we talk to Gilliam again. Gilliam's Island.
7 hexes.
I mean, I think we
Although,
should.
On water, it's possible to travel 24 hours a day, as opposed to 8 hours a day. You can travel more than 8 hours per day, but then you risk getting levels of exhaustion.
So I'm a sailor, and a sailor says that I can find passage on a ship, but I guess
Yep.
there's no ships or boats or.
Yeah, likewise, but
There's some rafts
Yeah.
here. The river's a very shallow draft, and so the boats that travel in this river are basically little more than rafts.
It would be cheaper to buy a boat than to hire that guide service.
If you can find someone selling them.
So water walk only lasts 1 hour. So when I go to rest for the night on the raft, even if it's still traveling, we may go swimming.
yeah, and I have control water, but it only lasts for 10 minutes.
Well, water breathing at least lasts for 24 hours.
Well, I think getting access to a boat's the way to go.
I'm just looking to see if I can create one.
It's just 500 gold.
We could pass without trace to the boat. I don't know if that's going to help, but
I don't want
No
to
one-
steal a guy's livelihood.
nobody would know we were.
Weed
on
All's
the
not
boat.
about stealing livelihoods.
How big was the raft before when we saw it?
Oh, you could all comfortably fit on it. It even has a lean-to in the center of it. It's got a mast. It's got 2 sets of poles that are like in sockets, so that you can pole the raft upstream without like the pole has a widened section on it, so that it won't go all the way through, but allows him to pole the raft.
So could
What's
we
the
tiny
point?
hut on the raft?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of room for a tiny hut on the raft.
We could also ask our local constabulary here, our
But
military
I
guy.
believe
Yeah,
tiny hut
access
sits
to-
in one spot.
It's a mobile dome of force. I didn't know if
Yep.
a mobile, like if the area was moving.
If the
back,
raft
so it would
moves,
just-
the dome will stay there.
No.
Slides off a moment.
We can also ask our military guys if they have access to rafts they can loan us for this mission. I don't know. Either way, I think river's the smart way, just to get us up there.
I agree.
Whether we pay or we
Says the sailors.
buy,
Yeah.
an airship would be faster.
I still don't see any.
Just keep looking up, Weedall.
Oh, I am always.
Is that how you landed last time?
No,
Looking up and the crab
no,
came
that
up
was
out of
looking
nowhere?
down. I saw a party I wanted to go to. I guess we're gonna spend the night and then
Set off in the morning for the swamp.
set off in the
Okay.
morning.
Okay.
What is it?
as-
Evening now?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's nighttime. Did you want to do something else before turning in? God, I need a new chair so fucking bad.
I don't
Oh
know.
my
Should we
God.
talk to Pormus about? what
Dude, I
goes
have a
on
suggestion for you.
I know you do.
Like maybe we should talk
I'm
to.
thinking
How
more like
late
Neil's
is it?
chair.
Is Pormus up or?
Neil's got like a man's chair instead of a teenager's. I'm sorry, Brain. Oh, you asked about Pormus.
I don't know how late it is.
Pormus would probably be at his house. He's not
Well,
like
he can
out
just
and
talk
about.
to him.
I'll be out there
Okay.
tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Okay. As morning arrives, as you emerge from your dome,
Are we
Long
long
rest.
rested?
Yeah,
or as let me long rest everybody.
we
or
blew a
as
bunch
your
of
dome-
spells.
Dissipates, rest, long rest. There you go. Or as the dome dissipates, Saris is standing nearby. Kind of turns around as he sees you. I assume you just dispel it when you guys are ready to emerge.
As soon as I leave it, it disappears.
Right. So he turns. He's just got a hand resting on his sword casually. Like, he always seems to have his hand resting on the pommel. He nods as you emerge. You... Definitely a different sort. That's an amazing camp, I guess is the word for it. Anyways, I hope you got more information from Gilliam than we did. He seems to be impaired.
What's wrong with him?
Well, he's in a bit of a sort. First, he said that his spells have not returned to him. He can hear the voice of Benikander, but he can't understand it, is what he keeps saying. I thought perhaps you would speak with him, Gamelon. You seem to know more about this than our cleric does.
I will speak to him. There is one thing I might try.
Very well. So, he leads you over to back to the medic's tent. Actually, the medic's house, actually. And when you get there, Gilliam doesn't look really bad. I mean, despite the fact that you've healed him fully, his skin is still pretty sunburned and blistered and stuff. But he seems to be more comfortable than he was. He's still staring around, just kind of like when you walk in, it's almost like he doesn't notice you until someone actually makes a sound and Sarah says, Gilliam. And then he like looks up, almost like he was surprised that Saris walked in, like he didn't notice him or any of you walking in. And he looks at Saris and he's like, yes, how can I help you? Saris just says, I brought Gemelon to speak with you. And then he looks. You'd swear it's the first time he noticed you is when he pointed you out to him. Gemelon, I met you last night.
You did.
I
These tell me
cannot
you've lost. These ones tell me you've lost touch with your god.
He shakes his head almost like a child. I do not. I am in touch. I hear him now. I just do not understand. It's like he's just on the other side of a blanket, and I just too muffled. I can't quite make out the words. Give me a second here. Or as if two voices were talking over each other.
There is one thing I can try. Perhaps Ixion can clear this up.
Brian, did you get that
No.
in chat?
Party taking long rest is the last thing I see.
Shit, why didn't that work?
Can you type it and move it to my window?
That's what I did.
Oh.
But you didn't get it.
Can I whisper you?
Yeah, I'm trying the full command.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Scott and I can talk to each other by just dragging to the windows.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to do there. I sent it to you. I'm sorry, go ahead, Neil.
Pull out the prayer beads and begin my recitation. Greater restoration.
Ooh, can you link, or I'll look it up.
Blowing big slots early.
That one's from a bead, isn't it?
It is from a bead.
Yeah. Okay. And what is your... What are you targeting? Or do you have to specify? Positive energy to undo a debilitating effect. Okay. Well, I'll just say, he regains a point of wisdom. As you cast the Greater Restoration on him, his eyes seem to sharpen for just a moment. And for just a split second, it feels like a person who is nothing. Like his eyes look eagle sharp, flecks of gray, just catch everything. And you almost see like the wrinkles around his eyes just show the wisdom of his age and the power he has welded. And then it just as quickly fades away and he seems lost, hard to focus again. Now, you did regain you gave him back a point of wisdom. However, he's missing a lot of wisdom. But as it sharpens, he looks, and for just a moment, he goes, "Yes, I am there." It is gone. And then he kind of fades again, and he's back to this kind of stupefied, not quite sure what's going on.
Yes, he has severe. It is apparently obvious, but he has severe wisdom loss. He will need intensive healing magics to restore that ability to him.
Saris kind of nods. I'll trust you on that.
So
Those
Magic
creatures probably, the Soul Eater probably severely damaged his.
but he was able to Weedle does not understand magic. So
Hey, Gamelon, do you ever talk to Ixion?
Oh yes,
Or like he talks back?
he speaks in his ways.
Ixion usually speaks to you through visions or metaphors, like especially the bee and the honey and all that.
Yeah.
With the bear.
But like, does he use his
there are
words?
times that you've, like, especially in dreams, you've heard his voice. Like,
You can a cleric can feel the wisdom of their deity. Speak with them in the ways they prefer to speak. Sometimes it is voice, sometimes it is vision, sometimes it is simply feeling.
But like, you could describe his voice.
Oh yes. At least as it manifests for me. You can tell when you are speaking to your patron. It is not simply a stray thought, it is an intensity of being you can tell is behind it. Now, I could not speak to Benkander unless he spoke to me directly.
But Galame, has he been following this conversation at all, or is he just staring off at nothing?
yeah, he seems to have forgotten you're there again. He occasionally will look up when someone new talks, almost like a toddler, like going, "Oh, somebody's talking over here now."
He is not severed from his source. He is simply unable to comprehend it.
but
His
can he
own
read the
intellect has
word
been
go?
Drained.
I want to look at Galame and say, what does Benakander normally sound like?
He is a man, I think. He is a kind voice. An accent I've never heard anywhere else. But I can't remember it now. I can hear him speaking to me right now, but it is overlapped. Like a song in rounds that's gone wrong. And I can't make out the words. About 10 seconds after he stops talking, his eyes kind of glaze over again. He's getting moments of clarity, especially talking about Benakander, but he's drifting in and out of even recognizing you.
Is it like Benakander's trying to reach you, but you can't hear? Or
Yes. I know he's trying to reach me. I think he is upset. Because I
Gamelon, how many more times
you.
can you try to restore him?
because he's upset because of what?
He said
tricked
because I
him?
tricked you. He kind of says the last part almost like a child admitting something.
Is it still
Because-
at night? We
Because
haven't-
you passed your mission to us as opposed to completing it yourself.
I
I can,
enforced my mission upon you. You will be blessed. He turns to Gamelon. You will be blessed in your fight against the Master. But if you do not act on this mission, you will get headaches at first. And then pain. And eventually your brain will bleed and you will die if you do not complete the mission.
But you have to understand, we were going to take the mission anyway.
I was afraid you would not, and so I placed a gash upon him. Anybody
I wanna
wants
make
to
sure
roll
I-
Arcana at that word?
I want to make sure I offer him in all seriousness, the rest of these berries before they go bad.
Nace, you are familiar with the spell Gesh. It's basically a quest placed upon someone. It can last for up to a year. Any actions that go against completing that quest cause massive amounts of psychic damage.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait, did he do this to
Yeah,
himself?
you know what, Neil? I have always said Geas. I actually put it into a thing to make sure I pronounced it right. It's Gesh. I never knew
Oh,
that.
for fuck's sake.
But
Is that what messed with his mind?
no, he cast Gesh on Gamelon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Benekander's mad at him for coercing us to do this.
Well, Gamelon, do you have a lesser restoration?
You think the reason he can't talk to
that you
Benekander is
can
because he
cast
has a
on him?
wisdom of 3 right now. Well,
But-
sorry, he has a wisdom of 4 right now.
It won't do anything. It doesn't restore that. Lesser restoration only does
Okay.
blinded, deaf, and paralyzed or poisoned. It's a condition modifier thing.
Right. Greater restoration is the one that can undo ability score damage. I would be nice and tell you that he is suffering from more than just wisdom damage. His strength, wisdom, and intelligence have all been lowered by that creature.
It's a drain. It's a
I
drain.
think
Like
if
a white.
he doesn't get fixed, he may die.
He does seem stable. I will say that. He does seem stable now.
I'm less inclined to worry about
He
him.
seems
after
healthy,
this.
just kind of an empty shell at this point.
I mean, if we stay here for a month, I could probably fix him, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
Then you'd be the same blithering idiot, apparently.
Do you mention that to Nace out loud?
I mean, if we're talking back and forth, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. He'd actually snap to clarity then and say, "No, the Gesh would not allow that long of a pause."
Yeah, I mean, he could be healed by any cleric of sufficient strength. If the people in the camp take him east to Derrick, there's probably someone there.
Is Ceres still here?
Yep, Saris is here. He's Saris is kind of like a "what the fuck have I gotten involved in" look on his face.
Ceres, I've seen conditions like this before. He needs a healer, or there's a good chance he may die.
Weedle again is going to say, look, he's gotten rid of our agency to do anything else.
Of course, it's
See ya.
fucking Gaelic. That's why it's pronounced that way.
It's
Yeah.
not a way you want to go, though.
I've mispronounced it
losing
for
your
40
mind.
years of my life.
Besides, he wasn't in his right mind when he cast it. Maybe if he had all of his wits
Oh,
about
he
him,
was. He was
fine.
fully healed. He was fully healed. He made that choice out of his own free will.
He's not. He's
His
not.
body was healed, but his mind wasn't.
He's not being drained at the moment, though. If he won't. He shouldn't deteriorate any further, unless he comes into contact with one of the Soul Reapers. yet
He
again.
has voices in his head that'll drive him mad.
I don't know what else to do for him.
That's why I'm hoping Ceres can take him back to Darrakan, and he could be a great ally for the war effort, especially if you would help restore him.
He is a powerful cleric, or he was.
I will speak with the general, see if we can spare the men to take him back.
A little bit of investment, and I would think that would be able to afford some loyalty to your cause. He's after the same goal of getting rid of the master.
Yeah, maybe Galantry can open up a second front.
Well then,
But yeah, we do need to.
I do have a request from the general.
Yes?
He's reviewed the map and we compared it with what we learned from Gilliam as well, and what I saw. The general would like you to go to the Great Temple, or to find the Great Pass, travel into Huel, find the temple, and the general isn't giving you a specific order once there or task, but just to use your judgment. He also believes that ending the Master is the key to ending the war. But as you saw, the map is very crude and does not reveal the location of the Great Pass. We want you to travel northwest up the river. We've heard to meet up with the main army and see if their scouts have any more information as to where to find it.
Are they near the swamp then?
Well, the army's north of the caravan road. That would be north of. He kind of on his on the map is showing like after the river there's the swamp and then a caravan road that crosses the Sind. The desert is beyond that. The army is beyond that in the desert chasing the nomads. We have had scouts report a caravan that was west of town, beyond the salt swamp. We want you to join that caravan and travel through the Sind Desert. We know that it's already started its trek across the Sind from the borders of Darrakan, and to reach it in time you would need to take the boat up and head through the swamp. Otherwise, you would have to find the army on your own. We know that for some reason this caravan makes it across Sind every time without issue.
Has anyone seen any orcs or dragons along the journey?
We have had reports of orcs among the ranks of the nomads, as well as flying black shapes. I could not say that they were dragons, but some have described them as the shadows of dragons. Others have said that they did not have enough legs to be dragons.
How many legs does a dragon need?
I think perhaps they were saying it was another winged beast, such as a wyvern.
I understood.
Have you guys heard anything of a Malakaz?
No. Is that an immortal?
There's just rumors that things are watching, and one of the names we got was Malakaz, but I've never heard of it, so this is all just weird stuff. You know how rumors are.
Yes, I've heard my fair share since I got here.
I mean, the Master is all watching us too. I thought maybe that was just the Master's name.
I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I don't like wyverns.
Then you would be an excellent companion.
So, do you guys have a boat to help us travel to the swamp so we can get there faster?
Pormus has a raft that he takes scouts upriver sometimes. We can cover his cost. We only use his services for the scouts. Obviously, we can't move an army on his raft. Typically, our armies head north around the eastern edge of the swamp and then cross the caravan trail and head to rejoin our other forces.
To me, that sounds like the best course of action.
Let's go.
Saris nods, thanks you for your help. He turns to Gamelon. I did not follow everything that was said, but it sounds as though you took on a sacrifice for this. I thank you.
In repayment, see if this one gets to Derek and get him to a cleric and have them restore him.
I will do everything in my power. Well then, I also wanted to let you know I was in. All of a sudden, a horn goes off. A big long boop, 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 which is the horns that the patrols carry, who patrol within about a half mile of the gates. Of the walls. And Saris kind of turns around and he says, "That's returning forces." He turns and heads out the door.
Here comes the Third Legion.
I will follow that.
Okay. Yeah, as you come out, you can see the Third Legion is the remnants. So you were expecting the last you heard like 500 men left in pursuit. You would say there's about 300 people. Are slowly beleaguered, making their way to the river and crossing it like a shallow ford where it comes up to about their waist. And you see men, they all look exhausted crossing over. They're all, like every one of them, at the very least, just looks worn and ragged, dust covered. Many of them are wounded, bandages wrapped on them, some of them missing limbs. They all look terrible. Riding
Looking for Noriad.
So riding atop a camel, leading kind of the back of the group, you see a grizzled, worn, weathered Noriad. He's wearing a chain shirt that's literally torn open. His tabard and banner are just blood-soaked. He currently has a flag with a spearhead on the end, but like you would carry around as like a banner for the army. And you can see the flag is just like wrapped up and tied off. It's blood-soaked. Even the spearhead is notched. It's been made into a makeshift lance. You can see that he's made like a makeshift barding out of leather for the camel. And as they are crossing the river, he looks up, and you can see it's almost like it's hard for him to summon it, but like a light of recognition comes into his face. But he just looks too tired for it to hold. And he just kind of nods and holds a hand up as he recognizes you. As he gets to the river, half the men are just dropping down and just drinking. He slowly gets down and he passes the spear off to a young boy. He's probably 14, who's just wearing leathers, has a bandage on his head. He takes the spear from him and nods. He kind of tousles his hair, and he just slowly limps his way up onto the shore. You can see he's favoring his right leg. His left leg's has just a bloody gash down the side of his pants, and his leg's wrapped up at the knee. He stumbles up slowly. I don't know why you're here, but I am so thankful you're here. But what brings the unknowables to this hell?
We are going to go and speak to this master, see if we can't put an end to his evilness.
As you touch him and infuse him with healing, Brian, he kind of just, you see him close his eyes. It's just like invigorating. Thank you. I feel like I can catch my breath for the first time. And I'm sorry, Neil, I was busy looking at his thing. Could you repeat what you said one more time?
Said we're going to go and speak with the master and put an end to his evil ways.
I am thankful. This war was not meant for humans to be fighting. And then he kind of, his eyes light up as he realizes what he just said. I did not mean offense with my words. I mean common soldiers.
Banishment.
Watch out, he learned that one.
I'm gonna take out the short sword, the +1 short sword, and that I have that's extra in my inventory. I'm gonna give it to him and say, "Your father wishes you good tidings," and he wants you to remain safe. We know that we can't dissuade you from this war, but he would like to see you return, so maybe this will aid you in protecting you.
He takes it and he says, "Thank you. I lost everything out there. We were ambushed."
Chasing a force into their home country is not the best, soundest of tactics.
Yes. Be careful wherever you go. A flying patrol came over. We took one of them down through a surprise charge from the brush. It came too low. We were ready. Took it down with pikes. I will never want to do battle with a wyvern again. The other wyvern got away. It had a rider. Rained lightning bolts upon us.
Stefan, you may yet get your chance to put a few bolts into those wyverns.
Just don't stand in a straight line.
I
I'm
fear
down.
this war will be the end of me. But thank you for words from my father.
He waits for you. There'd be no shame in going to defend your homeland.
I made an oath. I promised Captain Saris. I could not go home having gone back on my word.
Then stay safe, as it were. Don't be taking unnecessary risks. We'll have this sorted.
Do we have any extra armor we can give him? I don't. I gave him a +1 short sword.
Does he have no armor?
I will say, you guys
Yeah.
saw the armory's fully stocked. There were a lot of dead
okay.
people here, so
Okay.
he could just take some armor off one of the dead guys. Like, because remember, there was a big pile of bodies that had been burned.
Okay.
So there is currently more suits of armor than there are people to wear it.
Well, they don't have magic swords, so
They don't have
go.
magic swords, and
Keep us-
they have leather armor and some chain shirts. That's chain shirts is the best they got. His current
Alright.
chain shirt is ruined, but you saw in the armory they had replacements.
Okay, good.
So Saris actually walks up. He walks up and looks. What's this fucking kid's name?
Noriad.
Noriad. He comes and looks Noriad up and down. I keep wanting to call him Neiman for some reason. He looks Noriad up and down,
Finding
and
Nemo.
he kind of smiles, and he reaches out and clasps his forearm. He says, "You did well, son. That was not smart to chase them, but you brought the soldiers back." He just kind of nods, and Saris kind of looks and a little puzzled and says, "You know Noriad?"
We know his father. We do. Cleared out his home ancestral keep for him. Helped him regain his homeland.
He turns to
wasn't-
Noriad. "Your name is Corin?" Noriad nods. "Yes, sir." "I have a feeling that if I checked your paperwork, it doesn't say that." "Yes, I left my name out. I didn't want to ride my father's name."
Saren, don't you think that good men are harder to find than names?
I'm sure Saris can relate from everything we've heard.
Names are easy to come by. Good men are hard.
You just
That's
trying
what
to
she
get
said.
me. I can't tell if
Perfect
Scott's just
comeback.
messing around, like, trying to get a phallic reference in there, or if he's being serious right now.
No, there was no phallic reference.
Okay.
There
I
was
don't
a
know.
phallic reference in
It was
there.
really
Let me
phallic.
be clear.
Like you
Yeah.
repeated it. That's what's got
It
me
was-
going. Wait a minute. Is
It
this a
was
dick joke?
unintended.
Okay.
I totally
Oh
missed that.
no! If there's
put the
one thing
balls
I
in the
learned
wrong
from
court.
school, every phallic thing is always meant.
Yes,
Let's talk
it
to
is.
Freud.
Particularly when those good men lie about their origins.
Lie
You
in
can
the
see-
service of a country.
Noria just says, I don't want special treatment on my father's name." Well, Saris just says, "How about special treatment for having done enough?" So Saris looks and says, "I may have overheard some of what you said. And perhaps you could keep your word to me and still see your father again. I have a cleric who needs to be escorted back to Darrican City.
Aye, lad. It's a powerful need to get him back there and get him healed. I did what I could, but we don't have time to linger here, and he was one that could turn the tide
might
of the
be
war
able
effort
to-
for us.
Yes.
He
He
looks
may
and
be
he
the
says,
key.
he kind of turns like, you can see this glimmer of hope, like, holy shit, I could get out of this. And he stops and he says, I cannot leave my squad, sir. I would not be here if they had not helped me. Sarah says, I wouldn't send you to Darrican City alone. It's dangerous out there. Take your squad.
It's a handful of men, which you'll need for a guard. Keep him safe and give our regards to your father.
I will do as you command, sir. He says to Saris. You can he keeps trying to catch a glimpse at you guys to see like how you're reacting. And then he nods. Saris claps him on the shoulder and says, go get cleaned up. You can leave after a day's rest.
Aye. Thank you, Saris. That'll do nicely.
It's the least I can do after what you've taken on. And besides, he never would have been on the front line if I'd known who he was. But I suppose he is the way it should be. But that is not the way the world is.
Be that as it may.
If the war keeps going the way it's going, it may end up that way.
You're not wrong. Well, I
We
will.
should depart.
Yes, you're right. Very well then. I wish you a good journey. He stops and he's looking and he points behind you. Off in the distance, and you can hear a murmur as people across the village are starting to. It's a soft whisper of people talking in the distance, and as you turn around and look back, about a half a mile away, high in the sky, you see lazily circling is what you would assume to be a wyvern, and it just kind of flies 2 circles and then slowly moves north, paralleling the river, but a half mile beyond it. It just continues on and on. Eventually it starts to flap up and move up into the clouds.
Too far to hit that one?
Ready in
Yeah.
action.
Yeah. So it dips down out of the cloud again. You see it just moving. It's really almost a speck at this point. And you see it starting, and it's just slowly flying westward away. Yeah, checking the takes and wipes the sight off. All right, this is gonna
Get
be
the
a rough one,
rendition.
boys.
Now, just remember that if it has a rider, you want to spray it out in like a semicircle at least. Don't be in a line. That's bad. Hey,
Don't
as the
be straight.
resident awesome wizard, I've just got
Thank
to let
you.
everyone know.
Don't walk in straight lines. What if you walk in the burn mark from the previous lightning bolt? It
Right.
won't strike in the same spot twice.
Unless the wizard wants it to.
I don't think that's how that works.
As the best wizard in the realms.
At least the strongest.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
We're going to talk to the Pathfinder.
I need to
and
go
get
to
our-
the swamps.
Get our shit
Okay.
on the road.
You head for Pormus, and you let him know what you need. He turns and Sarah says, "We'll cover your costs." And Pormus says, "Very well. I'll be ready to shove off in an hour.
Let's go.
We've got to load supplies on the raft."
We have what we need.
Okay. He immediately starts loading supplies onto the raft, as well as like spare bolts of cloth and repair materials and lumber. Just
Hey, if he wants, I will totally help him load.
And
oh yeah, it's you could actually probably cut it to a half hour.
can we restock on crossbow bolts and stuff like that
Yes.
before we leave?
Yeah, easily. Any mundane equipment you need, you can be outfitted right now, up to a suit of plate mail.
S-
While we're loading, I want to ask him if there's anything like dangerous on the river? Because it sounds like quite a trip.
Yes, the river has many perils besides the armies. I've navigated the river often enough that we should be able to avoid most patrols, but there are a range of beasts that roam the wilderness that can be dangerous. And there's still no guarantee that we can avoid every patrol we run into. But the reeds are tall along the river. There are many places that we can camp safely for the night, as long as we exclude the use of a fire. And I also, as you pick up one of the bags he tosses you, which you catch effortlessly, he's surprised at. He said, this is a tarp that I've spent a long time making that will camouflage the raft from above.
Well, if you want some help with the, at least safety, I can help with like water breathing. We can rest safely at night. I'm able to put up a hut.
Sounds like this is going to be a different journey than I'm used to taking upriver.
Hopefully it'll be safer.
Very well. So it takes about 30 minutes to load up the raft, and you start making your way. You get loaded up onto the raft. You shove off as Pormus gets on the raft and starts to untie it from the dock. He starts to pull out and move, and he stops. And he lifts his hands up and he goes, "Fortune favors this journey. Lower the sail." You can feel there's a very soft breeze blowing northward.
Is there a crow's nest or anything on top that
No,
could
so the
offer a
raft
perch?
is only probably 15 feet wide, 20 feet long. It's just a mast towards the front of the boat with rigging to heading to the corners. A rather large lean-to that 4 or 5 people could comfortably lay under, and then supplies and crates just kind of stacked around to be used as chairs. And then there are 2 poles off the back of the raft that can be used for poling the boat, and a very wide rudder that can also be shimmied to act as a pseudo propeller.
Could I go perch on the, not top of the mast, but the top of the crossbar of the sail and kind of keep a lookout?
You could. I would say most people know, but not without climbing gear. But since your climbing gear is installed, yes, you could scramble right up to the top of the mast.
That's what I'm going to do to try to get a better view in front of us.
You actually could. You add like a probably half mile to your visibility by climbing up. You can see he's right up ahead. So you can actually see like the barren land that just gets greener and greener until by the time it's to the river, it's grassland. Although you can tell the soil is not very deep because it turns almost to rock right as it hits the river, as the soil just washes away. But there are tons of reeds and stuff growing up out of the water, and so you can see some of the reeds are 5-6 feet tall above the water. So it definitely does a very good job of shielding the raft from people on land seeing it. And the river is really sunken into the ground. Looks like a lot of the ground's eroded down to almost bedrock to where the river is.
Yep.
And because of that, the river's actually remarkably clear. Simply because there's not a lot of dirt and mud in the river. It's mostly washed out dry rock at this point.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to explain to Pormus that I'm going to do water breathing, which is 24 hours.
Sure.
And then water walk is every hour, just for safety. And he can get those too.
Okay. Yeah, he's amazed. This is incredible. Pormus is able to pull the boat. He's able to keep the boat going upriver for 12 hours a day. If any of you have ever worked on a boat before, then like that's what he says. I understand 2 of you are sailors. Then you could keep the boat going 24/7. You guys could travel 3 hexes every day.
Would that be more dangerous though, like traveling at night?
Pormus volunteers to handle most of the evenings. Simply because he knows the river during the days. He doesn't necessarily have to sleep the whole time. He can nap, but just as if he took it through the night, you guys would be able to, because he's only going by the fact that you said you need to get there quickly. He's saying he could get you could travel the entire 24 hours. You would cover 72 miles a day instead of 24.
Let's do it. We have a caravan to catch.
But if you didn't want to go through the evenings, then he could get you 48 miles. You could get 2 hexes a day if you only travel during daylight.
And then we'd be safe at night with the hut.
Yeah. So he'll let you guys decide that. You start upriver though, and you're making a decent clip. The raft only does like 3 miles an hour at best. That's with the good wind and him poling the whole time. He enlists someone to help pole. Actually, probably Nace after he saw you carrying shit. So,
for 10 minutes out of every hour, I can't pole.
Sure. But he teaches you quickly how to get up and prod the pole in and do a nice smooth push so that the raft doesn't twist as you're pushing off. Teaches you how to kind of counteract the twist it causes. You travel for the better part of an hour. And at that point, Weedall, you notice off in the distance, you see a shape flying in the sky up above again. And it's kind of crossing. It's off to your west, and it's almost northwest at this point, and you can see it crossing to the north to where it'll be in front of you. It's still a long way off, probably a quarter mile away. You can definitely see it as a wyvern. It seems to be riding an air current. It's just got its wings out, little flutter, and there is definitely a rider atop it.
Okay, I'm going to call down to the group that we may have company soon.
Sure, yeah, you easily make it out to everyone else that they can
Now,
see.
before it gets into range, I'm going to stay up there and keep an eye on it. But before it gets down to range, if it looks like it's heading our direction, I will scurry down.
Okay.
Stefan's a little miffed. He didn't see it.
You weren't up on the rigging.
It's because of the reeds. The reeds prevent you from seeing that far. So as the wyvern kind of flies up, you see it kind of start beating its wings up, and it goes up into a cloud, and then you see it come out of the cloud, and it's facing you, and it's just on a slow descent that's just inevitable. It's just slowly getting bigger and bigger as you see it swooping and coming your way.
I'm down.
Now,
I'm saying,
understand,
here we go, boys.
it's still a quarter mile off. It's a long way off. But you can see it is coming your way, and you can see it getting lower and lower as well until it actually goes so low that you lose sight of it around the bend in the river from the reeds. But it's coming, for sure.
Yep.
We'll stop
boys. There. Get ready, boys.
Oh, man, I want to go off the boat and duck into the reeds.
Well, you guys will have a week to plan and figure out what you want to do. So, anybody watching, tuned in? I saw a couple viewers today. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next Monday, 8 p.m. Central. I'll get this uploaded to the YouTube. Did you guys know we lost an episode?
What?
31 did not make it to the YouTube. So
I was wondering about that.
I hope it wasn't interesting. So I don't remember what happened. But
we recapped it on 32, so probably.
That's true. Yeah, just watch the beginning of 32. You're all caught up.
That's what happened.
All right. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will be back next week and get this fight on. Talk to you later. Bye.